Well, a lot of the most interesting producers are also the most interesting artists right now. So, for instance, I heard something the other day by a young guy from, I think, Toronto, I'm not sure, who calls himself Port St. Willow. Has anybody heard of this person? Port St. Willow. And he has a song called Am Awake. Am Awake. But it's all one word, so I don't know what it means. But I heard this song and I thought that was amazing. I've never heard anything like it, though I can't identify anything that is really new about it. It's the same cards that we all know about, but he shuffled them in a very interesting way. So I thought, I must find out about this guy, and I must find out who produced this. It's the same guy. He played every single instrument. He recorded it. It's one person. And this very often happens now. So some of the best producers are not calling themselves producers. They call themselves things like Port St. Willow.
How do you discover new music now?
I have two systems for discovering new music. One is called Carruthers. And Carruthers is a friend of mine called John Carruthers. And he's in my singing group. And every month he sends me 1 or 2 or 3 CDs of stuff he thinks I would like to listen to. But he doesn't tell me who is singing or playing. He just sends me the CDs with no notes, and he sends me the notes a month later. So I listen without prejudice. You understand? I just hear things. Sometimes they're very poppy things, sometimes they're very obscure, but I don't know the names of anybody. So that's how I heard Port St. Willow, actually. It was on one of his CDs. So that's one way I do it. And the other way I do it is thanks to the BBC. Now, being Brazilian, you unfortunately don't have a BBC. You could have a Brazilian broadcasting company, but the BBC is one of the only things left in England, aside from black cabs, that really is something to be proud of, I think. And the BBC has a program on called Radio 6. Radio 6 has managed to survive playing a lot of very obscure and interesting music. So on Saturday mornings, I put on Radio 6, and I listen for the whole morning and take notes of things that interest me.
But we can stream the BBC now.
You should listen to Radio 6. Yeah.
Uma pergunta, nós dividimos, mais ou menos, não tem um critério rígido, mas eu fiquei com as perguntas mais de música, o Zé Marcelo sobre cultura digital, e o Ronaldo sobre arte, e o Alexandre sobre política, ativismo, novas formas de ativismo hoje. Nós trabalhamos juntos, fizemos o Overmundo, que é um site de colaboração sobre cultura brasileira. Foi uma experiência muito rica e é por isso que a gente está junto aqui hoje. Mas então, fazendo minha primeira pergunta, o Roxy Music, o primeiro disco do Roxy Music está completando 40 anos este ano. eu sabia que essa é a sua reação. Mas eu li o artigo do Simon Reynolds falando sobre a influência do Roxy Music, e ele dizia que enquanto o visual da banda não tinha envelhecido bem, o som era cada vez mais influente. E falando de algumas pessoas como Bob Osman e coisas que têm mais conexão com o seu trabalho de hoje. Mas eu fiquei pensando se eu concordo realmente que o visual não envelheceu que não tem a mesma influência, talvez porque o espírito do tempo está mais conectado com a forma do som do roxy music produzido do que com aquele tipo de visual que vocês usaram naquela época. Outro dia eu estava em Londres, no Victoria and Albert Museum, eu vi aquela sua roupa de penas e tudo mais. E eu fiquei pensando, você quando vê aquela roupa, você reconhece a pessoa que usava aquela roupa e onde que essa pessoa está, se ela ainda se tem influência porque parece assim que em um determinado momento mesmo o seu estilo visual ficou aquele barroco que existiu, o excesso e o minimalismo, se existe uma conexão entre esses dois mundos visuais que você trabalhou.
Just having a conversation with the translator.
Desculpa se eu falei também muito rápido.
Oh dear. I'm so uninterested in this subject. It's quite hard for me to pretend I'm interested. It's such a long time ago, and I don't know what to say to you, really. You know, I would like to be courteous and pretend that I'm fascinated by my own history, but I'm not actually. In fact, mostly I want to forget it, because I find it much easier to think about what I'm doing now if I don't have the weight of a lot of history on me. Because the main problem with success is that it's a kind of heavy jacket that you carry around with you. And it's a jacket of people saying, why don't you do any more records like that really good one you did 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 40 years ago, or whatever. Whenever they stop listening is the time that they like them. And, you know, of course you don't want to disappoint people. It's not a nice feeling to think you're doing things that people don't like, or that you've let them down in some way. So I just don't really even want to hear from them, basically. And I don't even really want to talk about it very much. I was misquoted in the newspaper the other day. Somebody interviewing me asked me whether I would like to be part of a Roxy Music reunion. And I said to her that I would sooner have hot nails driven through my balls. But unfortunately, when they translated it, they used the wrong word for nails. I meant those kind of nails that Christ was crucified with. But they translated it as fingernails, which sounds much better actually. Maybe that service is available in Rio somewhere. Sorry, I haven't answered your question, but I can't. Excuse me. But can we have, there's so many people on this stage, and